What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Blue Side FC channel. I'm Nia Martin. I hope you're all doing great. So Chelsea just played a draw against Fulham, a 0-0 draw, a goalless draw against Fulham at Stamford Bridge, and same old problems. It's like I keep repeating myself. Same old problems, because we had good chances that I thought we could have finished better, or finished them better, but here we are, 0-0 against Fulham. But to be honest, I wasn't expecting a miraculous change. I really wasn't expecting a miraculous change. We knew our issues. We made good signings, but they were not going to gel all of a sudden. Most of them, the new signings, most of them they came in during the winter. They've not had enough time to play with each other. They've not had enough time to get acclimatized with Graham Potter's style of play. These are his players. These are players that he wanted at the club, whether he wanted them or the owner wanted them. But these are players that have been signed under him. So I'm sure he had some level of input in bringing them to the club. So I'm very sure that he has an idea of how to use them. But there is new. It's very, very new, and it will take some time. I know it will take some time for them to gel together. There are how many games left in the Premier League? I think 18 games left. And I know that to take some time. To take some time for them to gel properly. But yeah, today it just seemed like there was no coordination between the players. I know I initially said that some of them they need some time to gel, but Enzo played as if he's been playing with the team for about 3 or 4 months. So it's possible for them to hit the ground running, but I think some of them would take a longer time to gel than others. But I liked Enzo's performance today. I think Enzo ended up being the man of the match, and he deserved it. His performance in the game was very, very good. He had many more tackles. He had more tackles than the rest of the players, and he was making good interceptions. His passes in the beginning was fantastic. Even in the second half, he made some very good passes. It was very, very good. We'll come to the game proper, but it was a disappointing draw. Definitely better than the first time we played against Fulham, because we lost against them, and that game I think we were lost for most of the game. But this particular game, it just seemed like we had some little fight in us, but it wasn't good enough, because Fulham is a very good team. They're above us in the league, so it's not really like we're just going to this thinking that because we spent so much money in the winter transfer, we're going to just run them down or run over them. No, we're not going to do that. They also knew that we had new players, and they knew that we were looking forward to beating them or winning this game. So they had other plans too as well. So yeah, so let's get straight into the game. So Potter decided to go with the 4-3-3 formation, and for the most part the lineup was pretty good, and I'm sure a lot of people too were excited when they saw Enzo on the team sheet. He was given a home debut alongside with Madrid too as well. So it was good. It was very, very good. He went to 4-3-3 formation. Kepa in goal, Badiashile and Silva as a centre back pairing. Cucurella on the left as a left back, and then James on the right as a right back. James returning after I think a few weeks out injured. He went out injured previously, and he came back, and then he had an injury on the pitch, and then he had to go back again. I think this time he's been out for like 2 weeks, or a little bit above 2 weeks. And then it was good to see him back. It was very, very good to see him back. And then Mount, Fernandez, and Gallagher in the midfield. Fernandez, very good performance. We'll come to him soon. And then Mount on the left, and then Gallagher on the right of him. And then in attack, Modric, Havertz, and Ziyech. And a lot of people were surprised to see Ziyech play this game, because especially considering what happened when he was supposed to join Paris Saint-Germain, and the way it felt to really didn't really happen. And so people were thinking that he was angry with the way Chelsea approached the whole thing, with the way Chelsea delayed in sending their documents and all that. But yeah, I know Ziyech has always been professional. I've always seen him as a professional person, as a professional player. Like, he doesn't really take personal feelings onto the pitch. When he's on the pitch, he does his best for whoever he's playing for, whether for Morocco, even when he was at Morocco and he didn't really like the coach, he was still performing on the pitch. So it's very strange for me when I see Chelsea fans saying that Ziyech isn't going to play well or whatever. He was one of the better players on the pitch. He really was one of the better players on the pitch. In the second half, not so much, but in the first half, he was one of the better players on the pitch. And yes, and Havertz and Modric joining him in attack. So yeah, for the most part, this lineup was very good. It was good to see Enzo play and start. And like I said in the beginning, he was playing as if he had been playing with the club for about 3 or 4 months, which was fantastic. Like this is what you want to see. You want to see players hit the ground running, and I think he's one of the few players in to join Chelsea during the um, winter transfers that have really hit the ground running, and it was nice to see. And then Mount next to him, Mount started pretty well. Mount started pretty well. I'm not gonna lie about that. Mount started pretty well, but at the same time, he wasn't the Mount that we knew. There was an improvement there in recent games compared to his form in recent games, but it still wasn't the amount that we knew. He was still holding back. He was still holding back a lot, and he wasn't performing to his fullest. But I'll say the first half, he had a good performance. He was tracking back, trying to defend, and was finding passes through to, was winning the ball in the midfield, was finding passes through to Havertz. Sometimes his final passes weren't the best. His final passes, I think there was a chance where I think he had Modric to his left and then Havertz to his right, and I feel like he should have picked Havertz rather, and he picked Modric. But considering how Havertz too played in this game, I don't think if he had picked Havertz would have even scored, because Havertz too in this game was very, very disappointing. And I don't know Mount, Havertz, Gallagher. I don't know. They are these kind of players who have so much potential. We've seen them perform for like Mount and Havertz. We've seen them perform for Chelsea in previous seasons. Especially last season, Mount and Havertz were very, very good last season, and then Gallagher too at Crystal Palace, very good. But for some reason this season they've not been able to live up to those heights. They've not really. And this game too, I was thinking that Mount should have gone up way earlier, but he went off eventually, but he didn't go off early. And I think he was substituted with Fofana. Fofana came on. Fofana also had his debut in this game. We'll talk about Fofana too as well, because he got a chance that I thought he should have done better with. But like I'm saying, Mount should have gone off earlier. And then Gallagher too. I don't know. There's one issue I have with Gallagher. Like, he's always on the ground. He's always on the ground. He's always falling down for some reason. When he's trying to win tackles, well, when he's trying to win possession, he falls down. When he's making tackles, he's down. Whenever he's driving through into the third half of the opposition's pitch, and then he still falls down. A little challenge and he's down on the ground. I don't know. You should be strong. You should be strong. Like, he doesn't do well with 50 challenges. If he's met with 50 challenges, odds are he's always going to lose, and odds are he's going to end up on the ground. He wasn't like that in Crystal Palace, but for some reason he's like that in Chelsea. I don't know. I don't know what we do to these players. I honestly don't know what we do to these players, or whether it's the pressure that mounts on them whenever they wear the blue jersey, or I don't know. But today it was disappointing. It was very, very disappointing. I'd say out of the three, Havertz was better, but still his finishing. In the first half, we had two good chances where I thought he could have finished better. I think the first one ended up being an offside. Thiago Silva found him. Very, very good chance where I thought he could have scored. Actually, three chances. But that first one was an offside. The keeper made a save, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. But like I said, I expected him to finish it or do better with that chance. Thiago Silva gave him a very, very beautiful pass, and he was good to pick him out, but it was in an offside position, so it was ruled out eventually. But and then there was another chance that he got where I thought he could have done better. I think it was, who was it? Was it Mount? Yeah, Mount was the one. Enzo was a long range pass. He was able to beat the defense, and he was able to break through that defense and find Mount. And Mount crossed it to Havertz, but Havertz didn't reach on time. As for that one, I'm not going to blame Havertz that much, because I felt like he was behind the ball. He didn't get there on time, and to connect to the ball properly to be able, because I felt like that was an open goal where he could have scored. But again, I'm not going to blame him. But the last one I'm going to blame him. Ziyech passed to him. It was a long range pass, I think, from the right hand side all the way to where he was, and he was able to beat the offside trap and get the ball. And he took so long to make a decision. He lobbed it eventually, which hit the post, and yeah, that was just getting to the end of the first half. And I thought he could have done better with that chance, and we could have gone into the dressing room leading. It took so long on that ball. I don't know why he did that. Like, he made the ball bounce like 2 times. Like, strike it when you get the ball, strike it. Like, but he lobbed it, and yes, it was unfortunate that it hit the post, but I thought he could have done way better than what he did. He went for style instead of just kicking it, hitting it, apply a shot. I don't know. That's another thing too. In this game. I don't know why our players have they forgotten how to shoot. I've said this so many times in previous games as well. Have they forgotten to shoot? You would see a chance where Gallagher eventually shot at goal in the second half, later part of second half. But he had a chance in the second half, the earlier part of second half, where I thought he could have taken a shot. He didn't take a shot. I don't know why. Mount too also had good chances to take a shot. He didn't take a shot. I don't know what is happening with Mount. I honestly don't know what is happening with Mount, and I'm hoping that he figures it out soon, very 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 soon, because I don't know. And I feel like Graham Potter shouldn't have started him because he's rather creating more frustration, and the Chelsea fans are just getting frustrated with Mount. Don't start him. Don't start him. Let's make sure that he has regained his confidence back and is doing well in training. That's the thing with Mount. Mount is very good in training. So a lot of coaches love him because he's very good in training. That's exactly what he's supposed to do, and he impresses in training. And yes, previously he brings that performance onto the pitch, but this season he hasn't really shown it. So don't start him. Don't be starting. Let him be on the bench for a while. Start other players. The other players, they're hungering to come and play for Chelsea. So why are we continuing to give Mount a chance? I don't know why. But let's talk about Enzo. Enzo had a very very good performance in this game, and he was very very good. His passes were very very good. He was playing more like a creative attacking midfielder, and he was making all the right tackles. He had more tackles than anybody on the pitch, and was making all the right tackles. He was making all the right passes in between defenders, or in between the defense, and finding our strikers. But again, our finishing always let us down. CS2 in the beginning was very very good, finding very very good crosses and finding our attackers, but still had an issue with finishing. It was a very good debut for Enzo, and I thought he could have even got a goal in the second half. He took a very good shot, one of the few shots he took in the game, a very good shot that was a little bit shy of the left hand side post. It was very close. It was very very close, and it didn't go in. It didn't go in, and I was really hoping it went in. I thought it had gone in too, but because the keeper didn't get to it, and I thought it had gone in, but it wasn't. Well, it was very very close. And another chance that we had, Fofana came on, and Fofana looked very very good, to be honest. But getting the end of the game too, I felt like his touches were very very heavy. It was letting him down a lot. But he had a chance where he took, I forgot, I don't know who gave him the pass. I think it was Enzo or Mount or something like that. And he took the ball down very very well, and then he was able to beat the keeper. But he could have done better with that finish. He was able to beat the keeper, and I think he beat one defender. And his shot with his left foot was very very weak. That's what gave the defender the chance to clear it off the line. But it should have been better. And Havertz was also free there, so I thought he could have easily passed it to Havertz, so Havertz slotted in, because it was basically an empty goal, and he could have slotted in. But I don't know. He's also young, very young. Maybe he thought that was his moment, and I thought he could have done better. I could have done better with that chance. And yeah, who else? Yes, let's talk about Madrid. Madrid, disappointing performance, to be honest. He started I don't know. He started very well, but it didn't really last. It didn't really last, and he was lost in the majority of the first half. I don't know whether he was marked out by the Fulham players, but his passes too are very very heavy. And then that's another thing too that I have to address. Our passes in this particular game, in the final third passes, were very very poor. And Madrid came in. Madrid's passes were very very heavy, either to Mount. In the beginning, he was clicking very well with Mount, but his final passes to Mount wasn't the best. Final passes to Havertz was too strong, had too much power in them. So it really couldn't, they really couldn't control it and do anything with it. But for the most of the first half, he was really quiet. I don't know whether, but that's his position too. He was playing his position, so I don't know what the issue is. But again, they have to play for some time to be able to gel together as a team, because I feel like there wasn't any coordination in the team today. Madueke also came on the second half, and Madueke was also one of the better players that we had. He had everything apart from the final product. I think like his final passes also had an issue, but he brought a lot of energy into the game, and that was good to see. I was really looking forward to see him play in this game, and he did. He came on for Madrid in the second half, so that was a good performance from him, to be honest. Benuato at the back, excellent performance. Him and Thiago Silva at the back, excellent support performance. I think today I saw what he could offer on his own, because he was doing a lot of the tackles, was doing a lot of the interceptions, and he was also winning the 50-50 chances. Because I think most of the chances that he got were from his side. They were avoiding Thiago Silva's side and were coming through his side. So he had a lot of work to do today, and I think he did well in stopping them. So yeah, good performance, good-ish performance, because it's an improvement from what we played earlier this year. We played at Fulham, and they beat us 2-1. This was a better performance than that game. So yes, a little improvement, but it's not enough to really save our season. So we want to see more from them. We want to see them play together. We want to see them gel together, and eventually start clicking and then start scoring goals. But apart from that, that's alright. The performance was alright. I can't really say it was great. I can't really say it was bad. It was alright, but we could have gotten more from it, because we had chances that we could have really finished, but we didn't. So that's it for my review of the game, and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What do you think about Enzo Fernandez's debut? What do you think about Madrid's debut? What do you think about Madueke's debut and Fofana's debut? So many debuts today. What do you think about it? Let me see your comments down in the section below, and give the video a like if you watched this far, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. It helps the video, the channel, a lot. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, stay safe.